Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. It is July 27th, 2024 at 7:39 a.m. and this is vlog number 16. So, I ended up stopping this print twice yesterday. As you can see, there's some inconsistent printing going on, and that's not because of the Bambu Lab printer, but because of my filament. So I had to add some more to the moist filament list, and I got a solution coming. You guys will see what it is tomorrow. And I also have another box of near empty spools of PETG filament. As you can tell, there was a box back there, it's gone. It was filled up with finished near empty spools of PETG filament. So there are spools that are printing and there are spools that aren't printing, but there is one confusing thing. The confusing thing is that this spool and this spool came off of those two printers, and I started printing it about an hour later, and this is the result. So it was printing just fine with those, but for some reason it wasn't printing okay with this at all, as you can see, and it was stringing and it was continually purging. So that's just a little confusing to me. I wonder if short span of time, if it got really moist, or maybe there's buildup of moist filament in the nozzle because the spool of filament that I had used before these was really moist. By the way, it is 77.4 degrees Fahrenheit in a 3D printer room. And another, by the way, is these thrones. If you haven't seen these thrones, this is what I call the Dark Throne. It's a Sith throne that was designed by Ralph McCreary for the original Star Wars trilogy, but showed in Star Wars Episode 9. So I like the design and I made a phone holder out of it. That's free for download and print on my MakerWorld profile down in the description below. You can tilt it and have your phone be any which angle you'd like. Same with this one. This one's the Darth Vader throne from the Kenobi series. It also has tiltability. You just pop your phone there. This part I made, it's perfect for your AirPods. So you can pop your AirPods right there, right under your phone. And today, we're actually going to put together the Bo-Katan throne from Mandalorian Season 2. And that's going to be really fun. All this is available on my MakerWorld for free download in the description below. Alright guys, so back to this. I'm going to try something out here. I have a solution coming for moist filament, but I also want to purge out this nozzle. I'm going to raise the temperature up to 250 and just purge, and see if I can start printing it again. And if not, then I'm not going to mess with any of these PETG half spools anymore until my solution comes in. But this should be pretty easy to take off. Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple to take off, but I'm going to probably need two hands for this. So I'm going to set this down. Alright, so I'm going to use the trusty Bambu Lab scraper. The only one that I have. But works great. I still got to ask them if they're going to provide another one. This is the only one that won't do damage to the print plate because it has a taper on both sides of the tip of the blade. When I walked in and saw this print like this, half complete, it was giving me nightmares about the Creality CR10 SE. If you guys don't know, I was getting stuck prints because the nozzle was printing too close to the print bed, and it would take me about 20 minutes in an extremely hot room to clean it off, only for it to happen again. Sometimes it wouldn't happen again, but sometimes it was back to back. But there you have it. I'm going to actually try Oh, I turned it off. I'm going to try to purge out all this filament and see if it works one more time. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, no worries. I'll just wait till my solution comes in. So I'm going to go to control. Let's get that nozzle up to 250. Alright, that's going to go up to 250. And once it does, I'm going to purge out some of this filament using this down extrude. While that's warming up, looks like I got to switch out the spool. There's so little left on that one. How's this one looking? This one's looking good. Those I just switched out yesterday night, so those are looking good. So let's get this show on the road, unload. Alright, this is ready to be taken out. Okay. And you know what? As a matter of fact, that spool of filament I just took out, I'm going to put right here. And let's see if it actually is able to print, because that's exactly what I did with those two spools right there, but it started to string on me. So I'm curious why that happens, but I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to free up one of my hands here. Alright, that's going in, and we're at 250 degrees. And I'm just going to start purging this just in case there's any stuck filament. Let's say it was there you go, just in case the moisture was too much and created steam pockets in the nozzle, and I don't know, maybe or maybe not, got some stuck filament in there. So I'm just going to purge, and I'm just continually pressing this button here. Okay, I think that's good, so I'm going to set this back down to 0. Okay, and then I'm going to start the print one last time. And I'm going to use number 3, which I just loaded as the first one. Let's see how that does. But I do have some successful prints in here. Got a 1 plate, 2 latches, and I just need that other plate so I have a full set. These spools of filament, these boxes are going pretty quick. I just pulled another one out for that one. So I may have to buy some more pretty soon, but as for now, we still have 8, 11 left, so that's still pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and open this one. People have been asking me why I cut filament when it looks like this. I just cut it because it's crooked, but you know what? I'm gonna just try to straighten it out and see how that works. You know, less filament wasted, which is a plus in more ways than one. But I'm gonna stick this in after I click load. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for that to warm up and do its thing. Hopefully it doesn't need any help and it just comes right through right away. Alright, now I'm going to take these off. This should be easy. Very beautiful. I still haven't had a chance to wash this plate and diagonally down the other plate like I did with these. This came off so easy because I washed it, but I still got to wash these. That actually came off pretty easy too. And scrape this guy off. Alright, might as well just get these started. Very cool. Alright guys, I forgot to press record when I was taking those bottom plates off, but that one definitely did come off easier. If you guys been following along with the washed plate versus the not washed plate, so that one definitely did come off easier. Washing the plate is great. Some people also commented that they've been using isopropyl alcohol to wipe the surface after each print, so I may give that a try as well. And you guys may notice that these are looking pretty lean, meaning there's not a whole lot in there because I need to get stuff assembled as soon as possible recently. So as soon as they're off, I just go and assemble it real quick, so I don't wait till there's like 10 or 15 in there I just grab it and go and assemble it right away. Alright, so far this is looking okay. This is looking good. So it's printing from slot number 3. Yesterday it was slot number 1 that gave me the issue. So hopefully when it switches over, it's able to print. If not, my solution is to use a different spool of filament. And for some reason, this doesn't really have an unload option. It has to unload on its own. So I just lift up the PTF tubing and I disconnect it from here too. And I cut the filament there and let it use up, and then it allows you to switch it out. I also thought maybe I could just press that, but I'm not too sure of like how it functions, and I'm not sure if I cut it, if it'll create a jam, if it has to, you know, not extrude, but let's say pull back some filament to do that first. I don't know how it works, so I'd rather not do it and cause a filament jam. So I just do it that way. Alright guys, I'll quickly mention you may need some tweezers, a little bit of sandpaper, some super glue, and a little bit of a paper towel. I don't have it all fancy on the table. I'm going to just do it on here. As a matter of fact, I should probably protect this print bed with something. I'll do it on a spool bag here. Alright, so this is pretty much ready to go. There might be a little bit of tree supports, and you can just pull that off with your fingers. I did notice printing it upright like this has some sort of artifacts right here. I'm not quite sure what it is. It might be because of my moist PETG, but I also put a profile on Maker World where it's laying down flat. So there's 2 profiles you can choose from. And the only other place that there might be some support material is in here. So I just go in and I grab from the middle, and there's just a little bit. It's not a whole lot. Let's see if there's any more. Just a tad bit. You could also use a flathead screwdriver for this part to pull the support material out of there. Yeah, it was just very, very little. As a matter of fact, maybe I could just do it in here. Yeah, that when I shine the light in there, there's really nothing else left. So it was just this little center piece. So that's ready to go. Let's see what's in here. Yep, there's a couple of tree supports right here, so you can just take that out. And all along the bottom here is a gap that is filled with tree supports. To clean that out is kind of a pain, so I would recommend to just leave it there. It's fine. It's just behind right there. So I think it's fine. This is ready to go. There's probably going to be some support material here, but I already had pulled it out. So that's ready to go as well. And the rest don't really have any more support material except for this. Just has a raft. So you can pull these dowels off their raft. Very easy. It's like paper thin raft, which is great. And that's about it, honestly. In terms of sanding, you might want to just sand the tip of each dowel and kind of the wall of it as well at the tip, because that's where we're going to be gluing, and I just want the glue to kind of penetrate nicely, just enough to expose some of that PETG. So you can do that with all of them, and then also you can do the sides of these. So just sand it like that on every side, and obviously I'm just showing you on camera real quick, but you can go as detailed and as fine as you want. So you want to just rough it up so it's exposed, all that shiny surface is gone, so the glue could stick to it really well. And again, you might want to do it more than what I show on screen here. Okay, so those are pretty much ready to go. You want to just make sure that that sand is off of there. And I say sand, what I mean is some of the material that was sanded off. And we're just going to go ahead and start connecting everything. Now, there is a little bit of a trick to this. To try to put this in after some of the parts have been glued on would be tricky. So this one you need an order to it, and I'm going to show you the order. First things first, there's diamonds on here, and you can also double check with the dark throne. we're gonna make the diamond fit on the bottom. So there's a 4-hole one here that you have a diamond right in the center there. You just want to make it facing down. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some glue on the bottom here. Okay, and then I'm gonna just put a little bit on the walls of where it's being inserted. There you go. And then making sure the diamond's on the bottom, just pop that in, hold it in place until it dries. Okay, next, this piece that has 3 holes, you want to make sure that there's this notch in the front. If you can see, there's like a step right there. Make sure that's facing forward. And again, just put some glue down at the bottom. Very nice. And then also on the walls of where it's being inserted. Okay. And then making sure the notch is facing forward, which mine is. We're just going to pop this in like that and hold it in place until it dries or has a nice grip. All right, while that's doing its thing, we're going to go ahead and insert this piece again. The diamond should be facing forward. All right, so with the diamond facing forward, just keep that in mind. We're just going to put some glue on here on the bottom and on the walls of where it's being set, just like that. And what you want to do is don't put it in. What you want to do is making sure the diamond is facing forward. You want to pop it in here first. And then go ahead and grab the longest dowel and stick it through. And once it's through, you want to grab a cap. I hope you can see this. I hope I'm not going off camera. If I am, sorry. As a matter of fact, I'll widen the angle. Then just put the cap on there, hold it in place for a second, making sure that it sticks. All right, now it's ready to be set in. So just grab that and set it into place with this block in the front, so it's actually, and just hold it down until it sticks. It's kind of important that you do it in that order because there is a wall right here that's going to prevent you from putting in that bottom piece later. So in the order I kind of put everything together, it's kind of important that you do that. All right, next you have your support bars here, and I like to put my rough side that shows the PEI texture inward, so they're facing each other like that, and the smooth part is on the outside. And we're just going to stick it through like that and bring it up. Between the two that are left, get the longer dowel, stick that through. Again, rough side on the inside, holding it up like that, stick the dowel through. All right, that's looking good. And just to have it held up, I'm going to put it there for a second. Now we have this piece, and there's a little bit of support material down here, so I'm going to use my blue snippers to scrape it off a little bit. It just helps it go in to where it needs to go in easier. All right, now that I've cleaned that up a bit, I'm going to grab a little bit of glue and a cap, and I'm put a little bit of glue in that cap. Bring this back here and cover that dowel with this cap. And you want to hold it there until there's a nice hold on it with the super glue. After that dried up, go ahead and grab your steps here and just stick it through gently. It should go in just fine, especially if you've grinded down those support material a little bit. We're almost done here. We're just going to grab that last dowel. We're actually going to put some glue here at the end. Then grabbing these support bars, we're going to stick it through, and we want it to kind of hold at that end there with the glue. We're also going to want to put glue at this end so the other support bar holds as well. and just try to get it around. And we're going to stick that through. And lastly, we're going to want to put a little bit of glue in the last cap, which I'm doing kind of off camera here, or down in this bucket that I have. And we're going to just stick that on there. And we want to hold it in place until it has a nice grip. Alright guys, there you have it. That is Bo-Katan's throne. It's a Bo-Katan throne for your phone. So here's this little makeshift phone I made. So you can just place your phone like that, and you can pull this back so that it tilts, and it has more tilt that way, so you can get the right angle on your phone. And likewise, you can also put your phone like that, and again, you can tilt it forward as needed, as much as you want, like that. You could have it straight up. So it's a throne for your phone. Same with this one. You can also tilt that one. This is Vader's throne. You can put your AirPods right there. And same with the Sith throne. And remember guys, this is all available on my Maker World down in the description below for free. You can download it and print it out. Alright, and this looks like it's printing out really well. Quick little update before I wrap up today's video. So I did end up stopping this print because I started to see some issues all along the lines there. And it's the same spool that I just took off the printer behind me. So it makes me wonder, like I said in the past, from printer to printer it can differ. Is this one just not as capable of printing a little bit of moisture? It has to be completely dry with this specific printer, because with these, that spool was printing perfectly fine. So that's interesting. But nonetheless, I got a solution on the way. So we're going to hold off on printing with this machine until that solution arrives. Alright guys, well that about wraps it up for today's vlog. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.